Okay, so just give me a minute. Okay, I'm just sorting something out and I'll just send you some of your links. God, the internet's really slow today. I don't know what's the matter with it. It's my computer, I thought it was slow, but the phone's slow as well. Right, so I've got this telephone wire, this stuff here. I've got a big reel of it, and you can see it very well. But anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to because it's awkward working on my device. It means leaning over, getting backache, and there's all wires and everything everywhere. I thought, well, it's a lot easier just to set up a simple jig, which is basically me and my balance stand, which isn't got another rotor exactly the same as one of the two that's in there. There's two of them in my generator, and all I have to do is sit that on here like that, and we can do some tests, and we can actually see if it actually works. So I'll leave it off for now, but yeah, I've literally just started. I haven't even wired it up yet. So right now I've got to get the driver unit, which is this MOSFET. It's on the end of my oscilloscope at the moment, and this is what's going to drive the coil. And so what I'm going to do is this has got to be hooked up to this board. Let's see, ground. I haven't built the circuit board yet. I thought, well, I wanted to test it first before I start building it, because if there's a problem, and it turns out that I have to use what do you call it? Hall effect device. So there's a possibility that I might have to use Hall effect devices instead of coils, because what I'm thinking is there's going to be such a large pulse on this middle coil here that the pickup coils might actually pick up that pulse, and it might feed back into the system and interfere with it. So this is what I'm testing really. There's also another aspect to this, which is the fact that my pickup coils are basically fixed on each side of the pulse magnet, the pulse motor coil there. So you can't move them. You can't adjust them. You can't move the distance or anything. But with Hall effect devices, I could adjust the actual pitch, and I could move them around. So that's another advantage to the Hall effect devices. But then there's a disadvantage, and that is you have to use op amps or something. Or you have to use. Well, it just gets more complicated. I'm trying to keep the circuit simple at the moment. So anyway, I thought, well, the best thing to do is to test this out. So at the moment the coils aren't wired up, but it won't take long to connect them. These are the coils that go to the this MOSFET driver. So first thing first, let's wire that part up. Where's my screwdriver gone? So I'm just going to pop this resistor out of here, which doesn't need to be there. I'll take that resistor out. And the oscilloscope's fallen out as well, but I need to keep that in there because I want to monitor what's going on with the I want to see what's going on with the waveform, so I'm going to leave this thing on here, but I'm just going to, actually I might have to connect this directly to this device, which would save a lot of long wires, and I'll just have my long wires on my sense coils, which are these 4 wires at each end, which you can't really see properly, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 sense wires. So let's keep the main power coil to a minimum distance, so I'm just going to basically hook these in. Now I might have them wrong, I might have them wrong way around, I don't know. It might go backwards. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, we'll find out that in a bit, but it's easy enough to swap them around. That's another reason why I want to connect these direct, because if these wires are wrong, it's easy enough to swap them around. Oh, I've got to put my capacitor coupling back in there. I'll stick that back in there. It won't take long to wire them up, but I don't want to go too fast. I'll explain why. Because this thing is literally just sat in there, and if this thing flies off, it could roll across the room, smash into furniture, break glass door or something, you know what I mean. So I'm going to be running it off a pretty low power supply anyway. So let's just see. I'll put my stand on like that, which is in, and these are the sense coils, 1 on each side, which you can't really see properly, but yeah, I'll try and move the camera a bit down a bit. Right, so those are the sense coils. That's just a single rotor, and I connect up my oscilloscope. I need to warm that up as well, because I want to get that warmed up. It's not difficult to wire this up. There's something 4 wires that I've got to lead over to my board over here for sensing the signal. That's really all. And so I've got my telephone wire, which I'm going to use. So I'm going to use the green and the white and the blue as my sense coils. I think I'll move the orange and white out of the way, because that would be possibly for sending power down. Right, so, and I can't get to the picking coils now because I put this thing in the way. So I'll move that out. Let's move that over there a minute. It's just easy to get to all these wires when I'm not. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll pop the coils out and wire them up, then I'll pop them in. It'll be a lot easier to do that. I'm kind of off camera really. Let me just see if I can get. I don't know if I can get me in and get the board here. I'll move the camera over there once I've finished stripping wires. I've only got 4 wires to strip anyway. Well, 8, because one at each end. Now, yeah, this is solid core. This telephone wire, it's solid core, which is kind of what I expected, which is good, because I don't like stranded wire when I'm doing long tweezers. I've got 2 pairs of tweezers, one are flimsy and one are thick, and I have to keep repairing my thick ones because I can't keep straight. Oops! Magnets. I'll stick my tweezers over there. So yeah, Hall effect devices are really good because you can move them around, and they're not huge, they're not bulky like coils, and I could even have them mounted on the side of my generator. I could mount them actually on the side here to trigger, which would be a lot easier. But Hall effect, as I say, requires extra circuitry as well. Right, I want to get on with this and get this tested. I want to. Sometimes it keeps me awake at night when I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's not going to work. Maybe that's not going to work. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't work. And unanswered questions, and hopefully we're going to answer one of those questions very soon. Right, I've got to do the other end now. think I'm gonna. I think this wants. I think I need a bit more of this white stuff stripping back. So where's my knife gone? I'll use that one. I'll try not to stab myself with this craft knife. I think that's probably enough. Alright, I'll move that out of the way. I was looking on eBay for multi-core wire, and all I could find on eBay was frigging spools of one coloured wire, and I thought, sod this, I'm sick of this. And I thought, I want multi-strand which isn't necessarily one piece of wire. I wanted it, so, and I thought, telephone wire. So that's why I got telephone wire. It doesn't have to carry a lot of current. So, what are you talking about? Well, for the signals down here, it's milliamps. It's microamps actually, and I can send the power to the main coil on a separate lead anyway if I want. And it's not screened either, so if there is interference and there is noise, then I have got some screened wire in the other room, but I don't want to use that because it's audio grade stuff really, and it's not easy to get decent audio grade shielded copper wire these days, because every time you're trying to order that stuff on eBay you end up with steel wire that's basically tinned with nickel. That's come from China. So yeah, I hate that stuff. Right, I've got my wire strip ready, so I'm going to just connect these coils up. So I'm going to call the inside wire, that's the inner coil, to the white. Why do I do that? Because white is pale, it's out of the sun, it doesn't get any sunshine, so it's easy to remember it that way. White is on the inside. I don't get no sun. You know what? And 10 minutes later I forget I use that analogy. I'm hoping this wire doesn't fall off. I could solder it on, but yeah. It's one. I'm trying to be careful I don't pull the other wire off I've just twisted on. The telephone wire is a lot stiffer than this wire I'm wrapping around on it. I really should solder this. You know what, I think I will, because I can see it coming. I'm going to be doing some testing and the flipping thing's going to come off on me, so, and the soldering iron won't take a second to warm up, so let me just put that there a minute and grab my lead. Where's that lead gone? Sorry about the noise. I'm going to solder it then. Put soldering iron over there. Just waiting to warm up. Because these wires, the telephone wire is so stiff, it didn't really wrap around the other wire. The coil wire wrapped around that wire, but it could slide off, you see. So if I just solder this, it won't come off. Right, that's one done. Right, so I've got to get the other coil out. And we'll do this one as well. This coil will get out of the way. Right. And this one's kind of white as well, so that's the inside on as well. So it's got a little green stripe on it. So I'll start that side, I think. Right, this shouldn't take more than about another 5 minutes to get this hooked up. I just feel a bit unsafe about this particular one. I'm going to solder it straight away. Before my iron goes to sleep, because it was just starting to. Okay, the next one, just bend that back a bit. So this will answer some questions, and then I'll decide later, because I'm going to try and put quite a bit of juice through it, but I'll probably take the rotor off when I'm doing that, because it's probably going to go too bloody fast, I tell you. It's probably going to fly off the stand, because it's got nothing to hold it down. It is balanced. I balanced it really well, but I put some more balancing on it today actually, and I used a bit of ABS plastic, melted ABS, and that's a bit squidgy still, and I'm worried that it's going to fly off and hit me in the face. Well, it'll be soft plastic, but it'll still sting, I suppose, if it flies off and hits me. So I'm not going to go too fast. I just want to see if it works. I think that's all good. Get that solder off the end of my iron, that big blob, before it dries. I like to keep my tip clean as well, because it gets pretty. I'm just going to use some tissue. Right, that's that. So these are soldered on. Or soldered on if you're in America. Right, so all I have to do now is put these coils back in here. And that one. Yeah, it's a good thing I soldered them wires on, because they would have flown. They would have come off, I'll tell you now. it would have come off. Sod's law, innit? Something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Right. So I'm just going to route my wire over there to my board and plug the other end into the sense circuit. Now, depends which way around I wire this, but basically the trigger on coil is the white and the green. So the white and the green, I'll stick this on here. The white and the green, oh, they're shorting out. The white and the green is the trigger on. So let me just get these other things out of the way which I don't use at the moment. Don't need that because they're hooked up to the main coil. So the white's the inside, so let's see, green, let's go, let's just put green to ground. I don't know which is which at the moment, so green, let's just have a nice big ground up here. Right, take that one link out because I don't think I need it. So green to ground. So the trigger on is, try and remember this because this reverses, the PMP reverses everything. So I think it will be that one, that diode there. So I'm just going to go into that hole. Oh, this wire is just the right size as well. So that's the ground. And this will probably work backwards, that probably won't work at all until I get it wired right. And blue to ground on the other one. What's staying? It's too loose. That one, these holes are a bit stretched. I need to stick some extra wire in there to hold it. I'll just use the resistor. Oh, that one's not so bad. I'm going to stick a resistor leg into that hole as well so it doesn't keep coming out. There we go. The resistor's not connected to anything, it's just holding that wiring. It's so thin it won't stay in. Right, so that's connected to the diode. That one. This one connects to this diode. And that one's loose as well. Actually, I'll stick it in the same hole as the diode. Just a minute. This end's come out again. I'll stick it in the same hole as the diode. That's not so bad. And I need to hold these. Oh shit! The other one's come out again. Hang on. My other wire came out. I'll stick that in the same hole as the diode as well. God, that's bloody loose. Right, stay in there, you bugger. I'll have to watch you. Right. Right, have I got all my wires in the holes? Yes, all the wires in the holes. Right, so first thing I'm going to be doing, you can't see this, but I've got a weak battery. I'll try and show you it. I've got a weak battery strapped to the table leg down here. Right, this thing here, it's just a nickel metal hydride battery. It's not very strong. So what I'm going to do is, I'll back this camera out of it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this off a weak battery to begin with because I don't want any surprises. I might get some surprises, you never know. Right, make sure my wires aren't crossed. Looks like everything's good up this end. I just don't want this thing to touch the rotor though. Right, I'll rest it on top of that wire a bit. Right, that should hold that. Turn this on. Are we actually going to get a signal? I haven't put power onto this yet, by the way. I'm not putting power on straight away because I want to see that I'm getting a signal first. Right. The coils might want lifting a bit further up as well. You probably do. let's move the mouse out of the way. I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm looking on the oscilloscope. Oh, I've got power on. Got these two common to ground. I'm in the right hole. Ah, I might not be in the right hole. Just a minute. The ground might not be the right ground. Which ground do I want? Ground here. Ah, that light flickered then. It wasn't connected properly. Ah, there was a bad connection. Oh, where's that wire gone? Ah, come here, you brother. Stay on. We've got power now. Let me check my jumper. Let me just check. We've got power going through this because I have to try flipping it manually first. I want to make sure power is going through here. Yeah, we've got power. Right, okay. Right, let's flick it again. Oop, it fell off. Oh, I thought that would happen. I'm not putting power on just this second. I just want to make sure this sense circuit's working. And it's not working yet. Why is it not working yet? Why? This coil, these coils are exactly the same as the coils I was using on there. Maybe the coils are high enough. I think that's probably what it is. Oh, the cores aren't sufficient. These cores are pretty weak. Nothing at the moment. Now, when the blue LEDs start flickering, that's when it's going to be working. Let's turn the gain up on this trimmer pot. Shouldn't make a lot of difference though, it's very high impedance. Nothing! Absolutely nothing at the moment. Now, if I bypass that diode with a jumper, just to see if we get a signal through, because something's not making a trip at the moment. Let's just see if I bypass that diode. I can move the wire, yeah, but that's going to be a lot more fatting about than putting a jumper in. Just trying to figure out if I'm getting enough signal through here. Might not be making it across that diode, you see. Let's just check. Yeah, it is working up on one coil when I bypass the diode. So there's a problem with the inductance of these coils. I need more ferrite material, that's what I need. So take my magnet off. I've got these little thin cores in here at the moment. They're really not up to the job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get get some ferrites, which should be in there. So I've got a ferrite with a bit of sellotape wrapped around it. I've got another one of these somewhere. It's just not enough coupling at the moment. Right. So I need to pop these cores out of here because they aren't strong enough. Let me just take this off here a minute. to get these coils out a minute to pop the cores out, because it's easy to do without the spinning in the way. Come out, you bugger. Right. I'm watching your end up pull them out as well again. These core materials aren't pushing out. Yeah, it's coming out easy, but this is what I made with steel tabbing around a piece of plastic, and it's not a very strong coupling. Put my ferrites in, which will be a lot better. Pop the other one out as well. That's the only thing that's different about these coils and the coils that are in there, is the fact that I had different core material in. Put these ferrites in. Right, pop these back on. Oops. I'm trying to hold two at once. Good thing I didn't put power on, I tell you. I would have been shorting it all out by now. Get in the hole. Right, okay, they're in the hole. Make sure my wires aren't shorted down there, yeah. Get these ends coils a bit higher. Right, so I'll put my stand back on here. We should get a signal now. If we don't, we're in serious shit. I mean shit. Right, these LEDs should flash now. Fingers crossed. When we get fast enough. The coil's that high enough still. Ah! Still nothing. What the hell? Oh, you know what I've forgotten to do? Because there's two separate coils, this is exactly why we're doing these tests. We need an AC return diode for the coil, because when the coil is pushing, it needs to pull back on the ground rail. So I think what I need to do is add two more diodes between ground and the other end of this diode for it to work properly. That's probably what's missing. Oh, hang on a minute, is that just a minute? I've got two wires and one. That's right. So what I need is give me a minute, I need to go and grab a couple of 1N914s. Oh, that might below my oh, I don't know, I'll find out in a minute. Right, so I've got a couple of 1N914s, and this particular one wants to be to ground. I want another ground wire up here, that's what I want. This white wire is not being used, so I'm going to put a ground wire up here. Then I walk across my components and short everything out. So I'll use the white wire to basically provide a circuit back for that coil. I just hope I don't blow the diode, because they might get AC directly through them, but anyway, it's not going fast enough at the moment. Right. That's that one. And this one wants to be that way around. Right, it's like a bridge really. Let's just see slowly first. No, nothing yet. Why? No, nothing. Oh, capacitor coupling. Let's do capacitor coupling. Right. So there's not enough signal coming through. That's weird. It should be. Mind you, these coils are quite a long way from the rotor. I need to lift them up more. They keep dropping down. And we use AC coupling because the reason for that is it will double the voltage. On each cycle it will basically double the voltage. Right, so I'm going to stick that wire over here in that hole, and we'll stick a capacitor between there, getting the hole. So this is, oh hang on, is this an AC one? Yeah, it's an AC one. Quite a big one is that one really. This one, is it another AC one there? Yeah. So I'll stick this one between I'm going to put it over, oh, come on. There and there. There's a lot more flux in my actual device. It's surrounded by flux on all sides, so it will be a stronger signal. Definitely been working though on one coil. I just need to boost this a little bit with capacitor coupling. Let's try it. Ooh, God, that's catching a bit. Yeah, they're just starting to light up. Just starting to light up. I just saw them light up then when I was doing it. Ah, come on, you bugger. You probably couldn't see, it was too dim. I'm trying to get this so you can see it. My hand's in the way. The LEDs are down there, so you can't even see them. Let me just try and move this over here a bit. Right. The LED that we're looking at is this one really. That's the main one. We've got these coils shorted, the wire shorted down here again. Right, let's just try again. Oh look, can you just these coils weren't fixing, they're too loose. Just a minute. I need some blue tack on them. A bit of blue tack to hold these coils because they're moving around. Just take the rotor thing off a minute. They're too loose. You probably heard them vibrating because they were moving around. Right, these wires still, let me just check the wires aren't shorted out underneath. That one's almost touching that one. What matter? It's not going to do any harm, but it'll just stop it working. Right. Is this end still connected? Just fighting about with everything. God. Right, come on, you've got to work this down. Right, let's just... Oops, I've just pulled my oscilloscope thing off. I'll just move this oscilloscope lead over here a bit because it's really annoying me. Ah, it was down. I'll tell you what now. I'm just going to put a jumper wire on this capacitor to the oscilloscope lead because it keeps coming off. Right, I'll see if there's a signal on there as well, you see. I can see a signal on myself. Oh no, that's what is that? It was freaking working a minute ago. Oh, these are falling down. They're too low. Freaking heck. I've gone, when I push the blue tack on, I push the coils down too far. I want to be higher up. You've got to be closer to... You see the shape on the actual generator, they were a lot closer, a lot higher up. Ah, blue tack moved back down a bit. Right, is that good enough now? Are you going to be happy now? This car's moved. Lift this core up a bit more, that gives a bit better coupling when it's higher up. The flipping core on this side just keeps falling down. Come on, up! Right. Right, I'm going to stick some blue tack on it because it won't stay. I want the core material to stick out a bit. Right, that should be a bit better. This one wants to be lifted a bit. Ah! Don't you disappear on me? Come boiling. It'd be easy if I just push the damn thing. That's better. Right. This coil has gone down again. Right, that's better. I'm just going to take this sweater off because I'm sweating. We'll get there eventually. Boiling. Right. If we've got enough coupling, it will trigger. Let's just test that. Yeah, it's triggering. The LEDs are flashing. They're very weak at the moment. Very weak. So, I need to bring them up higher still. Yeah, as I say, in the actual device there's a much better coupling of magnetic flux around because there's the alternate opposing field right next adjacent to this one, and that completes the circuit, so it works better on the device than it does on this jig. But I want to test it on the jig because I'm looking to test interference, and it's a lot easier and it's safe to do it like this, really. Alright. Yeah, they're about the same height. Right, I don't know if you can see them LEDs. I'm going to put power on in a bit. Once I get a latching waveform. Can you see the LED lighting up? the flickering. Let's try again. The lighting up though. They are triggering. Okay, right. Will this actually will it actually propel it? That's the question. The fact that both LEDs, sorry, I keep thinking about two LEDs, but they're both in series. So ignore the other LED. All that matters is that if we get enough juice to drive this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this battery clip, this clip here, to that battery that's under the table. And we're going to see if it actually does anything. Nothing yet. I might be going backwards though, you don't know. No, it's not driving enough yet. There's not enough of the waveform on the scope isn't strong enough, but let's see what happens when I manually pulse this and just watch that, see if it moves. I'm going to manually pulse it. Right, are you watching? It moved, look. Turn it off. It's still on. Oh, I've gone and knocked a wire out here somewhere. Oh, it should be down here. It's gone off. That's with it on. That's with it off. But I'm not getting enough signal at the moment. Right. Let me have a look at this a minute, see if I can boost this a bit more. Oh, I've got a resistor in series with this as well, so what I can do is I can jumper that. I can jump over that resistor, which is weakening the signal a bit, and let's just take it straight up to let's take it straight up to this other end of the trimmer pot to see if we get a better signal. Right. I'm not seeing sufficient pulse on the scope. Let's go the other way. Oh, it's better the other way. I'm seeing a pulse, a working pulse. It's actually triggering the triac now. I was going backwards. My coils might be wired up wrong. I think my coils are wired up wrong because it's not working properly. Just a minute, let me just interestingly, it was stronger reverse than it was forward. Very weak that way. You can hear it kicking, which means the triac is turning on and off. Oh God, look at that! Oh shit! Holy shit, it's running! It's working! It's frigging working, look at it! I just didn't get going fast enough. Wow! It's running on flat batteries as well. Whoa! Ha ha ha! Yay! It's running all by itself! Can you see that move? The battery's going down. Let me disconnect the battery. Right, let's get a bigger battery. I don't want to go too fast though. Right, this thing is going to really take off with this 11 volts here, and I'm not going to leave it connected because I'm worried about it flying off the table. Right, I got it wired right as well, which is something. Are you ready? It's not running as fast for some reason. Timing. Ah. There we go. The timing is off. Oh, I could be going backwards. This thing's vibrating to buggery. I'll disconnect that big battery. Yeah, there is a timing issue that needs to be dealt with. So basically the coils are a little bit too close together, right? So let me just take this off here in a minute. What I noticed was when I pull these coils apart, it sped up enormously. So the coils are a fraction too close together. So that is very useful to know, because that's something that was an unanswered question, is the distance between the coils, the trigger on and trigger off coil, has to be set just right, otherwise it's not going to work properly. But will it go the other way around? It probably will do if the coils themselves. Actually, I've just realised something. Some of these wires can be flipped around, and it'll instead of on a rise time of the pulse, it will be on a falling edge of the pulse that it triggers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the wiring on the off coil, because it seems to be the off coil that wants to be slightly offset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my white wire. Oh my god, what's warm on here? I think it's my imagination. Right, I'm just going to push my button here. That turns power off from these batteries over there, and I'm going to swap this wire over. Oh, come here. Swap this wire with my blue wire. That should offset the timing a little bit, because instead of on a rise time, it will be on the falling edge that it will trigger. That's that one. I want the blue one. Oh, you twat. I don't want to pull everything out. Hang on. Right, that everything's coming out here. Everything. what I am glad about is the fact that I didn't seem to see any interference. Right, so the blue is now to ground, and this end wants to go to that one. Right. Okay, is that right? Oh, hang on, where are we? That one's to that capacity, that one's to that capacity. Yeah, that's right. And these two. What? Oh no, I've done it again. I thought I wanted the blue one up there. Shit. I'm really getting confused. I'm sure I want the blue one up here. Right, are you in? Right, I think we're in. Alright, connect the low power battery again. Turn that on. Switch it's hard to get to. Right. Let's try going the other way around. Nothing. I'm seeing nothing on the scope, so it's definitely got to be the other way. Nope, it's working against it right now. It's working against it. So I have to swap these back again. Put the blue back down here. One thing when you're working with AC that's connected to coils, you don't have to worry about any short circuits while you're working on it because there's no power there. Right, let's stick that back in there. I think my on time might want changing, but let's just change the on time, which is that one. Come here, which is that one. And the green one. Come here. Got you. When you want to pull them out, they won't come out, but they tend to like to come out by themselves. Stubborn. So that one to the. Yeah, so the gap needs to be a little bit bigger by the looks of it on the timing. Get in! Get in the hole! I've got you. Right, this one to ground. This one looks really awkward now. I can't get my pliers on it. Pliers, where are you? Where's the friggin' pliers? Oh, there you are. Got more grip. Get in the hole! Won't go in, I'll just stick it in the other hole. I'll stick it in the hole next to it, just hope it doesn't fall out. Right, so that's connected, that's connected, that's connected. Now we're going to do another test. Oh, my coil's still on as well, I think. Can't be, I hope not. I'm going backwards, I'm going the other way. To the way. Oh, shit. I think my coil's on, let's turn it. No, it's not. No, it wasn't on. I hope not, because my battery would be dead. No, I'm going backwards. I was going backwards. Hang on. No, it worked better before. The LEDs are flashing well. Ah, I've hurt my finger. Ah! Ooh, God, that was a delayed reaction. I didn't feel it for about 10 minutes. Ah, shit. I banged my finger and now it's starting to throb. So the wires were better the other way around. Ah. Oh, I stabbed it right there. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a big dent. Oh, it stings, I tell you. I don't know what I've done. God, it really hurts. Like I've stabbed it with a knife. Right, it's hard to think now. So it was better the other way, but I need to adjust the coils. It was wired right the first time when I did it. I had it wired right. Shit, oh, my finger's throbbing now. I'll take that capacitor out a minute and I'll stick it in there. That'd be easier, that's easier. Do I need them diodes though? I mean, I probably do. Go in the hole. Stay in the hole. Right, are you staying in? I think you are. And a green wire to ground. It was wired right. Lucky first timer. Let's just try it again. Right. I don't want to hurt my frigging hand again. I just think it's riding up. I just want to rest that on. That's better. I don't want to hurt my frigging hand again. That's backwards. Actually, I want to spin it clockwise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse these wires on here. Then I won't have to keep flicking it anti-clockwise, which is why I hurt my hand. So if I reverse the white and green with the white and blue, I can turn it the other way around. Why didn't I think of that before? Right, stick that one in that hole. And stick that one in that hole. Why are you? Oh, you're too friggin' short, aren't you? These wires are all going to come out by themselves in a minute. Because when I'm flicking it anti-clockwise, it's harder to do that. For me. I can't get that freaking wire. got you. Just come out. Right, got you. I've got a bit more play in it now. These two ground wires have just come out again. Right, I'm going to stick that resistor back in to hold them. Stick them both in the same hole. Stick this resistor in as well, and that should. Oh, can't get the resistor leg in now. Oh dear. I think they're going to be alright actually. This resistor won't go in, but right, so can't remember which. I can't remember now which wire I was. Oh, it must be that wire. It's got to be that wire in there because it wouldn't reach before. Right. Alright, okay, now I should be able to spin this clockwise. I hope. Now I'm not getting enough juice. Oh, you know why? My coils have dipped, have gone down a bit. I'll lift them up a bit. The trouble is these magnets, these coils are attracted to the rotor and they keep catching on the rotor now. There's always something. Just a minute. I need to put some packing around the back of the blue tack. That'll work. It's already been doing part of the job. So if I roll a bit of blue tack up. But we did have it going, we saw it working. Right, so if I wedge a bit of blue tack down these holes, use my screwdriver. That should stop the coils from coming too close together because they were just. Now, this will determine, you see, this will help me to understand problems that I'll encounter on the actual main generator, and then it'll discern whether or not my actual actuator coil needs to be smaller in diameter, because you see, I've got two options. One is to move these coils further apart, which is not easy because of space, and they're actually basically at the limits as far as wide apart as I can make them. But what I can do is make a smaller diameter prime mover coil that's a bit narrower, which effectively increases the distance between these coils, these actuator coils, these trigger coils. And because that's possibly the best option really. You see, I designed these coils as generator coils, not as actuator prime mover coils, so they work in a slightly different way. Well, and most people say, well, what's the difference? What's the difference? Well, the difference is, if you look at this circuit diagram, let me just get this let me get this picture a minute and show you what I mean. The maximum torque from a coil to push this rotor around is right in between the two poles. Right, you get maximum torque because on this pole, it might be, the coil might be pushing, and on this pole it might be pulling. So at that point in the middle of here, you get maximum torque. But the same area here is where you get minimum power output, because the flux is cancelling itself out. So at this point in here, and between the two poles, you basically have a flux cancellation effect taking place, so you can't generate power at that point. However, you would get maximum pole power when you're directly overhead of a pole. But when you're actually moving, when you're actually trying to propel the rotor, you get minimum torque when you're directly overhead a pole, because what you're doing is pushing directly down on it. So all that energy, that force, is being directed this way and not in a sideways motion. So instead of being directed that way, it's being directed that way. So there's a difference between between a motor and a generator. A generator, you want to be directly overhead for maximum flux, which is what you get from there. So the configuration of the coils is different. Anyway, right, I'm hoping that these aren't going to collide with the thing again. Let's try it again. Am I still turned on over here? I think I am. Right. Are you going to move for me? I think my battery's died on me. Let me just check my battery. I think my battery's flat. It might be. Let me just check it. Well, it says 9.81 volts. There should be enough voltage there. How much? There should be enough voltage. So what's going on? Have I got a short somewhere down there? Oh, there's a wire come off. This thing really took off earlier. Let me try that again. I can hear it kicking. We're not getting enough signal input. The LEDs is definitely firing. Oh, it might still be going backwards, actually. No, that's worse that way. What the hell? That's ground. Well, but my LED's flicking on and off, so it's definitely getting a signal from both. Let me just check something. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've got that wire in the wrong place. No, I haven't. Have I? Just a minute. Oh, let's see, that to there. Hang on. That's. Oh. What's ground? That's grounded! No wonder. Hang on. Oh, I don't know, I'm confused now. Right, that's to the leg of my capacitor to my diode. I've got the jumper lead across there. Why the heck was it firing in just one coil over there? Easily, and it's not so easy on me. Oh yeah, it's the flux. Yeah, keep forgetting about that. Right, so what's that resistor doing up here? Does that need to be up there? Don't know what you're doing up there. I'm just going to take you out because you're confusing the situation. Right, so I've got that capacitor down there. Right, so that one's my diode. Let me just check my diodes. I haven't got messed up because it can happen. Let me just check my diodes are still okay. These I might have blown one. These are germanium ones, they're easy to destroy. And they're expensive. Germaniums are freaking expensive. I can't believe it when I looked on eBay. But low voltage drop, that's the reason why they're very useful. Most people don't use germanium diodes anymore. Right. Oh, I haven't checked the other two. Let me just check those. I might have gone below them without realising it. 0.602. Well, that looks alright. 0.607, that one's alright. Right, okay, so what the hell's going on? Ground. Okay, right, that all looks alright, but maybe it's this battery, it's just not strong enough. Alright, so let me just go backwards again. I don't like going backwards, it hurts my hand. No, that's definitely wrong. Better that way. I'm not seeing a signal on the scope, so this MOSFET's not firing. Why isn't this MOSFET firing? Oh! You'll believe it! A wire broke. The wire to my battery clip, it broke. That's why it's not working. It was me looking at that end for the fault, and the fault was over here. The battery clip wire had come off. So it wasn't getting no power. That's why there's nothing on the scope. Oh shit! I cut too much off. Oh, rather I cut through the wire with my scissors. There we go. Right. Got indigestion off that flipping gluten stuff. My ground for the oscilloscope just fallen off. Where you come here? I'll just twist you together, then you'll all be in together. So I was trying to figure out what had gone wrong with it, and this flipping wire had come off. Okay, now it should work. Ready? Woo! Working! How much current is this using? That's what I want to know. Where's my clips gone? It's not working efficiently though because the coil distance is not quite right. Let's just click this on. I disconnected it while I get this on. Right. Get that on there. God, these clips are massive. I don't want to break any more wires off. Right, my meter, I've got the meter on amps. Let me see if I can get it over here. It's on amps, so let's see what current it's using. 50 milliamps. If I move the coils around, when I pull the coils further apart, it speeds up. So the coils are definitely not set right. Look at that, it's going really fast now. It's about 500 milliamps. So we get a rough idea of the current. That's at 9 volts. Incidentally, 500 milliamps is still less than what that other motor is using, which is using an amp. But the time is wrong, so it won't be as efficient at the moment. And I've no idea how fast it's going right now because I've got an RPM meter hooked up to it. So, but it looks like it's about 3,000 RPM. These coils need to be further apart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just turn it off a minute. Because I want to try something. What you probably don't know, or maybe I've not explained it properly, is that my device, the main device, oh shit, I'm tearing everything. I can basically move my trigger coils. Right, so look at this plan at the moment. My main device, the what is this over here? Oh, I need to bring it over here a bit. Where's my thingy gone? So at the moment the trigger coils that I'm using are side by side with the actuator coil, which is in the middle. However, it's possible for me to have the trigger coils over here I've got drag cancellation coils actually at the moment over here on the sides, but I could build an extension onto my existing unit so that I can mount the trigger coils independently, so they're actually mounted separately and away from any possible interference. That's what I was thinking about earlier. Instead of using Hall effect trigger devices, I could still use the coils, but just mount them in a different location, either outside or with a separate magnet trigger in them or something. I've got this extra rotor anyway which I can fit on. I'd have to put a longer drive shaft, but I could use these coils over here as trigger coils on the side here, which is further apart, which is probably a good thing to do. Or I could even mount them basically anywhere. But it means sacrificing a generator section, because these are generator sections, you see, so it means sacrificing that unless I built an extension on and use a separate section as the drive unit, which is what I'm thinking of doing. Basically just build an extra section on to the existing unit so I can use the existing unit all for generating energy, and have an extension that is where the drive section is. So that's another possibility. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these coils out and I'm going to mount them on the outside, and by mounting them on the outside, let's take this off a minute, I can actually find out if the coils do need to be further apart, which is probably what they do need to be anyway. So I've got blue tack everywhere. So take that out. That blue tack is really holding it in well. So if I mount the coils on the outside, it'll probably fly really well, because that's where the maximum torque is, you see. As I was explaining about the torque area, you really get more torque when you're in that zone. I think what's happening is this is turning on and turning off too quickly. It's basically coming on really quickly and going off almost instantaneously. Come out. Blue tap is doing its job, that's for sure. Right, so turn that over. Let's mount the coils on the outside, which is further apart, like this. Oh shucks, this wire's not long enough now. If I move that down there, that should be. I'm going to have to put this wire underneath. So these would have come off by now if I hadn't soldered them off. So stick the blue tack on the side of the coil, and let's just stick that on the side there so that it's actually on the outside of this assembly. Oh shit, what's happened now? I've got tangled up. What the hell? How the hell did that get like that? How the hell? No, we're not having problems with this thing. I've got that capacitor threaded through that coil, which wasn't allowing me to right, stick that on the side there, that on there like that. Push these together a bit. I don't want to be too far apart, obviously. Right, let's stick this back in here. That's probably, it's probably not going to work because they're too far from the rotor now, unless I bring them in like this. I don't know. Too far from the rotor now to trigger. Right, hang on. So I need to bring these in. Don't rip the wires off. telling myself. Yeah, I've got them too far out. Don't matter what angle they're at, the trigger coils, as long as they can pick up the flux. Oh, let's try that. No, bring them in a bit. I'll turn this off. Let's just hold them. Oop! Got them upside down anyway. They need to be... Oh, that was the right way up actually. This blue tag's not helping. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'm going to spin it up and then I'm going to hold the trigger coils without colliding into that damn thing, hopefully. Oops. There, it's firing. Look, it's going. Ooh! That's really moving. Oh shit! Shit! That was really moving then. Hang on, the other coil wants to be triggering. Ah, it's sliding off. Ah, blue tack to the rescue. Ah, keeps sliding off, so I'm going to have to blue tack this on here. So, but that was really tacking off. Just getting the distance right is critical. Once I know the distance, I can work it out on my diagram. Right, let's just spin it and then hold the coils for now. Ah, wire's touching. Ah. I've lost my revolutions. Ah. Ah, I've lost my revolutions again. These wires are going to snap off in a minute. I can see it coming. So I'm bending them around so much. Right, let's just... Damn. Now I get this secured, the flipping... It's always summer. There we go. Whoa! Ooh! I can't stop it. There we go. Oh, it's picking up from over here, look. I can't stop the damn thing. Lay them down. That is really moving. Right, so the coils want to be basically really moving, that is. Whoa, LEDs are on again. Don't even see this. Look at that. I've got them right out here now. Now we're cooking. That is really moving. I can feel the air off it. That was a lot of torque. I took the current measuring off, by the way, because I had wires trailing everywhere. So you have to bring the trigger coils back into play and it kicks off again. I mean, if I move the camera, look at the LED down here where it's triggering. It's freewheeling right now. Oh, you can't see the LED. What the hell? Oh, if you pivot, it's right down here. I want it so I'm trying to get it to slow down and stop because it's going really, really fast. And I said I didn't want to go too fast. At least I'm satisfied about interference. It's not really a problem. Too slow to get started again now. But it does work. We've seen it work. So, yeah, that's good news. But the coils need to be, the trigger coils need to be further apart. That's the only issue. But I mean, I could easily put my trigger coils basically on the sides here, which is basically where I was just holding them. So they're actually here and over here. The drag cancellation coils, which I'm currently using on the device, I don't have to have them on both slots. I mean, the drag cancellation coils can be, just there's only one really. Each side there's just one over here, one over here. And I've got my round coil in the middle, so that these slots are basically vacant anyway. So these two coils at the top here, actually, come to think of it, it's a bit higher up because I've got these spaces in, so they would be further up, actually up here. So the coils themselves would actually be over here instead of there and there, the trigger coils. So I would have them basically there and there. So God, I hate gluten. It always makes me cough and it gives me really bad indigestion. It's just annoying that I couldn't get the do I need the claws actually? Can I take the claws out? Because that's the only thing that's causing me some jip at the moment. These claws are sticking to the magnets, and I'm just thinking, I wonder if I can get to start up without actually having any claws in at all. I'm just going to push them out. Blue text there. I'm just going to see if I can actually get this to start up without the claws in there. So I'll put my claws over there. Let's see if I can start it without the claws in there. Alright. Because they don't stick to the rotors then, you see, and I can actually get them a bit closer without them actually flying apart, you know what I mean, and stuff, you know. Let's just get this thing spinning first. I'd say we do need claws. Yeah, we need claws. Now. Actually, just a point. Let me just put the other ones back in. They didn't work so well before, but I want to try them again because I did make some changes to the circuit. You know, these little steel ones I made. I did make some changes to the circuit after I put Techniques out, so let's try them again. There's just got a bit less drag on them, that's all. No, look there. Need a bit more speed. Here we go. Oh, it's not firing. No, it's not firing. Oh! I hurt my hand again. Delayed pain probably coming. No. These claws don't work so well. So I've definitely determined that. They probably work out in my device itself. Come on, get out. I'll push it out the other way. Oops, I pulled one off. Shit. They're only wrapped around here, you see. I've wrecked that one. It's only thin tin. battery tab in. I just want to put it back on so it doesn't get lost, and I'll clamp it up and super glue it back on later. Right, so was the question answered that I was saying about interference? I'd say so. I don't think there was enough feedback from the actual generator coil. There wasn't enough feedback for it to interfere with the drive circuit, which is really, really good news. Mind you, I do need to have them further apart anyway for the timing to be right. These little ferrite cable chokes, which is what they are, work really well. It's core material. Unfortunately, they're frigging expensive. Like £4 for 10 or something. What was it? I think it's maybe 5 or something for 10. I don't know. They're not cheap, especially if you need a lot of them. So right. So we've got these trigger on, trigger off coils. Oops. And they need to be pretty close to this. Oh, I've got this in the wrong way around. The one with the sellotape on. It wants to be upside down because otherwise the tape will stick on the drum. Right. Oh shit, the other one's just blown out. If that's what happens, if it can be disastrous if you don't get the core material secured properly and it flies out and sticks to the magnet when it's doing a few thousand RPM, then this thing could fly off and hit you in the face, and that would not be a good day. That would not be a good day. Right, let's just see if I can get it started again. Oh, the battery's disconnected. Why is it not firing now? Oops, why is it not? The waveform was pretty interesting, I would say that for definite. Why won't it not? That's weird, it's not. No, I don't think I've got it going fast enough. I've just pulled the wire off somewhere. Oh, well, he's come out. No. Huh? Stop firing. Oh, is my battery flat? I think my battery must be flat. Again. I'll run my battery down. What? This is 9.67. There should be enough juice. That's odd. Unless I've got this back to front. Oh, I might have got this wrong way round. Did I get the wrong way round? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Let's try it anyway. No, I think it was right. Ah, we're going. I just haven't got the timing. I just haven't got them the right height when I have. There we go. They're working from this distance. Someone in front of the camera lens again. Anyway, I think that's it for now. At least I know it works. Oh, I took the battery off, didn't I? Probably won't be enough juice now. No, it slowed down too much. Well, at least I know it works. It's amazing how, once it gets up to speed, these coils could be miles away, well, about 3-4 inches away, and it'll still trigger, because that's when the flux gets really high. That's why I put a clamping circuit in my diagram, to clamp the voltage so it doesn't get too great. Otherwise, the adjustment on the preset would be a problem, you know. So on the circuit diagram, I've got these Zener diodes that basically clamp the AC signal so that it doesn't get the amplitude doesn't get too great, so that we don't have to keep adjusting the trimmer pot to adjust the sensitivity. So basically, the Zener diodes will clamp the AC and flatten the waveform so that it's basically what will happen though is the amplitude increases, the actual start and end time of the pulse will get wider and wider as the waveform normally would get bigger and bigger. It will simply compensate, and it will adjust itself with timing as well. So anyway, I'm glad I did that test. Yeah. Right, so I think I think it's time to end the stream now. Oh my god, look at the time. I can't believe I've been going all this time. I need to make another cover as well. Right, so it pretty much worked first time. We just had some initial problems with having enough gain when it was basically stationary. But that's not a problem when it's in the device, because there's the rotors next door. There's the rotors side by side, and you get a bit of a bigger balanced field when you've got more rotors side by side, and there's the magnets around everything, so you get a much stronger field. This single rotor on its own, it's pretty weak. But it certainly works. So now I have got 2 coils dangling on the end of a piece of wire, which I need to move out the way or something for now, because I've soldered them on, so I can't take them off easily now. Yeah. Oops, that's connected still. And did my coil get warm? No, not really. I'm surprised actually. My coil is stone cold. I was expecting it to get really hot and toasty. Mind you, when I was testing it before, I was testing my drive coil. I wasn't testing it in this configuration. I was just pulsing it with AC, and it was surprising how hot it got. It actually got pretty warm, but it's stone cold. I mean, that copper text, it absorbs heat and it stays hot for a long time. And it's this coil. You can't really see what I'm doing right now, but. Yeah, the prime mover coil is pretty cold. Right, so that's that. I can't move on here for stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. Did I have the noise cancellation on or not? No, I didn't. Oh well, it was probably very hissy. Sorry about that. I'll put the noise cancellation on. The next time, but I sound muffled now probably. So yeah, can't win them all.